All right. Shalom Yashala. Call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Waharakak Wadash Brakatham. I like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, a great millstone who rule well. Salutations to the select number of Akyam pushing his truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And salutations to the select number of Akwat out there listening. Okay, I just like to get into, the current just the current state of the world, as we know it, once knew it, viewed, and more so particularly, and this also can relate, like I said, to the, as the world, right? But this can also relate to, other countries. We see it's chaos over there, but it's, guess what? As they say, focus on your own backyard. So for this lesson, that's what I'm intended, that's the intent behind this lesson. Because as you all know, people, are catching it, man. Uh particular establishments, man, are cutting, slashing, employees due to what? To be what? Cost effective, you know. You got what? The government shutdown, which they have people still who are under orders to still go to work, Salakia, still under orders to go to work but not get paid. And that's wicked, man. Okay? That is wicked. And the scriptures, and matter of fact, if you could bear with me, Baba Kushah, just one moment. Trying to find that verse. There we are. Okay. Yeah, so I was making that point about the government shutdown, right? Matter of fact, let me get that. This is Deuteronomy chapter 24, I believe, verse, let's see. And here's the point in verse 15. How I made mention, they're under orders to, if you're an employee, doing, federal or, government work, you're still ordered to be there, even though you won't get paid until the government's open back up, right? This is verse 15. At his day thou shalt give him his hire. Oh, Salakia, I'm tripping. I'm wilding. Bear with me, Baba Kushah. Verse 14. Thou shalt not oppress a hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates. Right? That's whether, a stranger, so be it, or brethren, but, America calls himself a Christian nation. We don't see that here, man. We don't see that here. I'm going to reread that again. Thou shalt not oppress a hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates. Right? Bro, that's oppressive as hell. People work. Why? Because they need money, man. Ain't shit here free, man. Nothing is free. Everything comes at a cost. But E is gonna be E. And what I mean by that, he's just gonna be the goddamn devil that he is, man. Okay? And I'm referring to all administrations, not just Trump. Okay? Trump just didn't start this, okay? So, I'm referring to all the Edomites, elite, middle class, lower class, the goddamn devil. I don't care who's in position, but Edomite's gonna be an Edomite, man, which they're gonna be the goddamn devil, man. And only a devil would have you bust your ass 8 hours a day and not pay you, if not longer, depending on what type of schedule that employee may have, man. You know? Verse 15, and this is the point as well. At his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto the Most High. Okay, and Salaki, let me read that correctly. Lest he cry against thee unto Yahweh, and it is Salaki, and it be sin unto thee. Okay, so that's wicked as hell for them to not be paid, man. Okay, that is wicked as hell. You're supposed to be paid. Actually, we shouldn't be doing no damn bi-weekly. Really shouldn't be doing no weekly paycheck, man. We're supposed to be paid daily, man. To be quite honest with you. Okay? So the whole weekly, bi-weekly, the 1st and 15th, that's all wicked, man. And here it is. You got people literally going in, not getting paid, and won't be getting back pay if I'm not mistaken, man. So that's why people are in their feelings, and rightfully so, man. Because what? Because the wicked are in rule, man. Okay. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay? Because now what? You got fair season, right? It was a particular clip I wanted to put on this lesson about the state Texas Fair, right? In Dallas. People, and the prices have always been high, but it's just like outrageous now, bro. It's just outrageous, bro. Like, bro, you paying $24 for a turkey leg. Then it was one Jake who made mention he wanted to, put his food on display, and they were charging vendors what? $5,000, man, $5,000. So there's, this place, man, is done for, man. This place has really just has broken and destroyed people down, man. And people mask it, which you have to continue to endure. So that's why I say this when I'm about to say, call halal Yahweh Bashem Yashah, okay, which means all praises to the Heavenly Father, okay, why the Son, man, okay. All praises, man, for this truth, for this brotherhood, man. Because, bro, without it, you'd be running, bro. It's like running in circles, man. Being here in America, bro, just straight up, okay. AKA Babylon the Great. For those who wanna exempt America, and hell no, America will not be exempt, okay. Because this is clearly where this a bulk of wickedness is going on now. There's wickedness all around the world, but it's nothing like it when E is in rule, man. Okay, that's why I pulled this particular verse. It's become, man, it's become very unbearable, man. So people are what? People are very on edge. People were already on edge with inflation. Okay. But now it's more so, more corporations shutting down, particular general managers being quiet, being on the hush. I forgot what state that was. I think it was Jake who was working at a Little Caesars for damn near a month, didn't get no pay, man. Because they were being very cowardly and not very cowardice, I shall say, and cowardly, not telling Jake, hey, we gonna close down, but let us take care of you. That E ain't here to pat you on your back and tell you good job, man. This is pure hell, man. And for you uppity niggas who think that this place is so great, we gonna see, man. Because if I'm not mistaken, when the pandemic hit, millionaires was complaining because because there was what? There was no passive income. They was gonna have to live off that. Because everything goes up. Everybody's affected. Okay. More so, first and foremost, the tribes are gonna be affected, man. The 12 tribes are gonna be affected. You so-called Negroes, you so-called Haitians, you so-called Jamaicans, you so-called Puerto Ricans, you so-called Mexicans, you so-called Native Americans, you so-called Brazilians, Uruguayans, Dominicans, Chileans, just all, the South America and North America, Jake. You know, just scattered abroad, right? Because we're scattered abroad, man. But as you can see, man, when there's a epidemic or pandemic, trust and believe. Even research groups know who's going to be affected. It's always the tribes, man. So yeah, man, this has been nothing more than a precursor of what the prophecies have been set to do, man. Prophecy means what? To tell before it happens. It's only gonna get worse, but I say that call halal y'all Bashem Yasha because this place is over. It's at its ass end. And see, a lot of people they think of this resurgence that's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. And how do I know that? I'll tell you better in this chapter. This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 7. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry hearted do sigh. Okay, so all the whole we gon' like America like has a chance. America had its chance, man. Okay. Everything is just out of whack now, man. I seen if you bear with me, Baba Kusha, I seen a very quick documentary is about Cisco Foods. They're big food supplier in North America, right? And everybody is saying now all the food tastes the same. Only time the food don't taste the same is when what? It's a mom and pop shop. And of course, Jake gonna make it do what it do. But then too, a lot of people who are entrepreneurs and got these businesses, man, those are tough businesses to run. And guess what? Once again, they got nothing but Jake cooks, Jake wait staff, and they the first to get hit. Jake getting paid late or not getting paid at all. In the dark, they don't know, they don't know how that daily bread is gonna go. So we've come into those times, man. It's like, it's up. What I mean by that's up, it can go down in any facet you want to look at, man. People are very fed up. None are more fed up than apostles, bishops, and elders. And also none is more fed up than who? Yahweh, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahshua. Okay? The Most High is fed up. The angels are fed up. Yahweh Shah HaMashiach is fed up. He's waiting to get his lick back. Okay? This place is full of broken promises, man. But it was prophesied, It was prophesied, okay? I'll continue reading. This is verse 8. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. Okay? So ain't no more celebrations heard, ain't no more, ain't no more glee, ain't no more glow, You now granted you do what you gotta do. As the saying goes, you laugh to keep from crying, man. Cause everything just sucks here, man. You look, I mean, however you want to go about it. You're looking for the next best job. Okay. You're looking for the next best chick. Okay, the chick is looking for the next best dude. You're looking for the the big. You're chasing you're chasing the big disappointment, man. That's what you're chasing, man. You're chasing the big disappointment here in America, man. Okay, there was a I should have had the audio, but it was this Jake Venton, and I may come back and do a part two. I'm not sure. I won't guarantee anything, but Jake was venting, man. He was venting, and he was basically just stating how the Lord, creations blessed the earth, but how Esau took it and just run amok, man. He's run amok with the Lord's creations, man. And he's gonna pay for that. Okay? But guess what? When seeing that video and just seeing the things that's going on in America, man, this chapter is always gonna pop up amongst many more. Okay? Verse 9. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. Okay? You know how everybody, how everybody is smiling and profiling, man. That's only for so long, man. Especially into, that smile will get wiped off your face real quick. A lot of people drinking the coke, and then also to take the edge off. And then, there are a lot of people with the intents of having a good time, you know. But sometimes you just look to your left and your right. It's some people who just maybe forcing it or they not feeling it, and they really know the truth, man. What lies before them, man. They understand, man. This sucks, man. This sucks, you know. And guess what? It was prophesied to suck. Okay. People can, talk as much shit as they like about uh the men of the Lord, this and that and so forth. But hey, bro, this book is undefeated. Yahweh Shem Yahshua is undefeated. Understand that. Okay. I'll continue reading. This is verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Okay. And what is and you think about it with the whole ICE thing, that's created a level of chaos that we've seen that's been publicized, right? Um, especially when those Jakes had got snatched up out of their cribs in the early morning in Chicago not too long ago, a few weeks back. Okay. The Latin tribes who are here so-called legally, they're still getting profiled, you know. But then what? You have what? Then you have actual niggas, 2/3 of our people, okay, acting a goddamn fool in these establishments, man, just on some gang, which, hey, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, it's good that Trump is bringing troops to particular states. And I say that because what happened to all the tough guy shit with 2/3 of you niggas, man? You'll sit there and bang on your own people. You'll mean mug the hell out of me at Dollar General or 7-Eleven. But the troops come, you niggas are nowhere to be found. Niggas are nowhere to be found. So I will say that. But still though, prophecy still gonna roll. So, you got a lot of people who just like, hey, they know a lot of law enforcement is is uh is short on manpower. Okay? Very short on manpower. So a lot of Jake is what? Utilizing that, which, this is a damn shame, you know. Because it'd be different if Jake was raiding. I always say this, man. If Jake was just like stealing food, like that'd be more understandable. Hey, at least you know you could. Hey, you could. Hey, you stole this. You know you can work somebody for 2 hours, and because if you steal goods, to what to do good, to make good on those stolen items, you would be what you would be you would be can't think of the word. But oh yeah, you would be subject to what? To pay it back by labor, man. Hey man, you stole that food, bro. I seen you steal that food. Guess what? Help me out with this trash, mop this floor, and you good. But nah, you know, Jake ain't stealing no, no nah, Jake is at JD's, uh jewelry stores and Louis Vuitton stores acting a goddamn fool. So I will say this. That's why those the National Guard or troops or what have you are in those different states. You know, but for them niggas good though, man. Because like I say, bro, you niggas ain't out here, stealing milk and water and, trying to feed your, babies, Jake is out here trying to stunt and, and trap and this and that. And man, that's played out. That's played out. And it's a lot of younger Jake who's seeing that too. And I'm through the spirit, I'm glad they calling that out. That street shit. Like, man, sit your ass down, man, and get your ass a 9 to 5 until your house Shah Hamashiach return, bro. Cause E is not playing games with niggas, man. I think it was a Jake. I'm not even sure if he even grazed or shot anybody. But from the story, I think it was in Baltimore. I think Jake is 16. He's gonna get 80 years. But since he's 16, they can't do that outright. But he's guaranteed 40 years, man. Okay, so the Lord is not playing, man. Okay. Let me continue reading verse 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened, and the mirth of the land is gone. Okay, all the gladness, all the happiness, all the joy, okay, all the turn up. It's just like, bro, people just be out, trying to cope. And then too, it's definitely good to get out your house. It ain't got to be a day party or nothing like that. Take a walk, exercise outside, get you some sun. Go to the grocery store. Do something productive. Go wash your car. It ain't got to be a fun day Sunday every damn day of the week, or a day party, or or expedition every day or every weekend. But get yourself some sunlight. Breathe in what little clean air we have to breathe. You know. I just want to touch on that, man, because it's evident, bro. This you can't fake it, man. The joy I do have is what the Lord is blessing me with. First and foremost is truth. And also I align that with the body. So I always align the truth with the body, because even though I met some of these men outside of the truth, two of my elders, hey, I met them outside of the truth. But guess what? It's like a package deal with Yahweh Shem Yahshua. The body, man. So that's what I'm happy about. That's what I rejoice for. I'm rejoicing because prayers are being answered. I'm rejoicing because other brothers' prayers are being answered. I'm rejoicing because brothers are fighting. I'm rejoicing because brothers are telling me, giving me game. Hey, brother, do this and that. I'm rejoicing in that. There's nothing now something to rejoice in, of course, in this place is the downfall of it, because it's evident. It's evident. If you can't see that, bro, yeah, you still trying to win, and this bitch too bad. Just straight up. I'm trying to figure out which Salakia. Oh, there we go. And I'm gonna finish off on this. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 10. Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? And that always comes up. Because we remember how good the Whopper was, the Big Mac, how good Pizza Hut was, how good Domino's was, how You know how you had more so enjoyment eating out. Of course, eating out was a treat. It shouldn't have been a daily thing. It's a treat. Payday. And that's one of Jake's things. When it's payday, what I'm saying, you're gonna hit the spot. Your little favorite spot. You're gonna get you some good grub. But that's like I made a reference to Cisco Foods earlier, man. They serving the same thing around the whole damn nation, bro. They serving the same thing around the whole damn nation, and people could taste it. People could taste it in the oils that they cook with. They could taste it in menu items and so forth. And then on top of that, don't let it be a cook who's disgruntled, and rightfully so, man. People, quitting all the time. They probably taking up other people's workload and so forth. Wait staff. And then too, they had a report that some of these establishments purposely, knowingly hiring people with terrible attitudes, but they had to keep their business afloat. And that's why I say, restaurant business and just going into business for yourself is it's a tough it's a tough battle, man. It's a tough position to be in. Okay, it's a very tough position to be in. So people are, you know, as they say, you got to pick the lesser evil of the two. But it's still downgrading everything, man. But this is also the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. Okay, this place has had its run, had a great little run, whatever. Now it's done for. Now it's time for some. Hey, now it's full time for righteousness, man. And that's what we're waiting for. We're awaiting our big brother Yahweh Shah HaMashiach to return. Okay, let me continue to read this in its entirety, and I'm gonna finish up. Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? For thou doest not inquire wisely concerning this. Don't sit there and don't reminisce too hard. Not saying you being wicked, but it's like, bro, you keep thinking about that, bro. You gonna destroy yourself inside out. You not gonna recreate what was already done, bro. Just let's just look at the times that we're in and just apply wisdom. That's really what it's saying right there. Don't what I'm saying. Now the past, don't make no mistake. The past will be dwelled on concerning the mistreatment of the 12 tribes, okay, and the BS that was done to Yahushua Hamashiach. So make no mistake when we say that, and those are two totally different subjects, but that came to mind when I'll reread that and then I'll close out. For thou doest not inquire wisely concerning this, because people would possibly, well, if it says don't dwell on the past, nah, because E hasn't been properly punished and hasn't been put in his proper place just yet. Now everything is going according to Yahweh's plan, because this is the Lord's movie. This is the Heavenly Father's movie. So just wait. The plot thickens. Okay, so the plot thickens. I just want to make that point, because people are very sneaky, thinking they're crafty, what I'm saying? And because verse 10 is clearly talking about, the good times, the good old days, the TV shows were better, the music was better, people took better, so-called better care of themselves, and everything was better. But don't do that. You do that, bro, you gonna destroy yourself inside out. You're gonna have your moments. You're gonna, sit to yourself, sip a little something, like, man, you're gonna think, hey, man, it was some decent times, but hey, we moving forward, man. And by us moving forward mean we almost out of here, Akyam. So Abba Ratazad was edifying for the body. So with that, once again, call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. Waha Rakako Dash Brakathum. Once again, I'd like to give double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the select number of Akion pushing his truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And salutations to the select number of Akwat out there listening. Shalom.